Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to my channel. I just wanted to go over. I haven't been able to make many videos because I'm on a trip, but I just wanted to go over the Olympic tennis and what happened with Zverev getting the gold medal, Khachanov silver, and bronze to Pablo Carreño Busta. Djokovic gets fourth place, but yeah, like I said, in the middle of a busy trip. Can't really make videos, but in a few days I'll be back. And just trying to make some videos when I can before I go back to my usual video schedule. I hope to be covering Toronto, Cincinnati, the US Open in quite depth, back to my normal schedule. But for now, let's go over the Olympics. So I talked a bit about Djokovic versus Zverev. I mean, Djokovic looked more tired. Zverev was actually able to sort of take his time away, shorten the points, not get in a rally in that one, and just sort of when Djokovic tried to force him into the long rallies, move him around, Zverev was just ending the rallies right away, putting him on the back foot. And with Djokovic's defense, he was willing to hit 3, 4, 5, 6 shots, whatever, to end it. But most players say they need to get past Djokovic's defense, so they go for too much on the very first ball, right? And then they make mistakes, right? While others are too passive, they don't want to miss, so they get in the long rally with Djokovic. And only Nadal can really do that successfully. The way to do it is to attack, shorten the point, take his time away, but not to have to go as hard as you can right on the line. To attack, get control of the rally and put him on the back foot, and then be patient enough to get past his defense, to hit the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shots till it's ended every time. But all those shots in aggression, all those shots of control of the point, but all those shots with a bit of margin, power inside the court. That's what Zverev did to Djokovic. Djokovic didn't handle it very well, looked a bit physically tired, injured, run down from Wimbledon, French Open, Wimbledon, US Open, right? And all of that. Yeah, so French Open, then 2 weeks later, Wimbledon, 2 weeks later, the Olympics, the jet lag, Tokyo, and all of that. But Zverev did all you want to do to beat Djokovic, even in his best time. Then Khachanov beats Pablo Carreño Busta in the other semi-final, just shortening the points, taking his time away, overpowering Pablo Carreño Busta. Then we were back with the bronze and gold medal matches. So Pablo Carreño Busta going up against Djokovic in the bronze medal match. He just basically out-rallied Djokovic, but rallied him again from an aggressive point of view. Like, he wants to attack, he wants to be in control of the rallies, but he's willing to be patient, hit 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shots to end it. But at the same time, he's not being patient, like, I'm just going to be in a 50-50 rally. No, he's not looking to the very first shot in the rally. Pablo Carreño Busta pushed Djokovic on the back foot, and every shot with purpose, push him even more defensive and take even more control. And every ball is going to be shorter, and then you can sort of finish it all off right after that. He did that, and then again, like Zverev did, but then again, Djokovic physically didn't really have it to stay in the rallies, made some errors, quite a few errors, looked a bit tired at times, but was physically pushed around. To do all this running defensive in a rally, didn't have that. A lot of the time he said, I don't want to be pushed around, so I'm going to end it on the first shot, drop shot, come to the net, go for too much on the rally shot. Those were errors. So those were all attempts to physically lessen the load, Djokovic on himself, but they were all low percentage, drop shots, net play, trying to hit a winner from the first ball, because he doesn't physically have it to play his normal game and be in a rally, due to the back-to-back French Open, Wimbledon, and Olympics. Whereas from Pablo Carreño Busta's point of view, He wanted to be in control of the rallies. He wanted Djokovic to run. He wanted them to last long, but actually rallies where he's in control. He did everything he needed to do. Djokovic couldn't be in those long rallies where he's moved around. Just didn't have it. So it was either Pablo Carreño or Busta control the rallies, or Djokovic high risk shots that aren't really working well because he's tired to end the point. Net drop shots going for too much on the rally ball. And just too good. Pablo Carreño or Busta gets the bronze. Djokovic runs out of steam, loses to Zverev, loses to Pablo Carreño or Busta. So then the gold medal game featured Alexander Zverev versus Khachanov, right? So Khachanov, um, Zverev had the power on the serve to match Khachanov's serve, the power to attack and shorten the point and take time away in the rallies, to overpower Khachanov the same way he did. So as far as serve and power to attack and get control and shorten the point, they're all equal. But like I said in my preview, to back that up, Zverev had more consistency. Where if he couldn't end it on the first shot, he could hit 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shots, patience, with control of the rally until he could end it. Whereas Khachanov didn't have that consistency. When he's in control, if Zverev's getting it back, he has to go for too much. So he's mixing in a lot of powerful winners with powerful errors. Whereas Zverev is getting the powerful winners and shortening the point, but when it's not there, he's able to be patient to end the point 5, 7 shots and not go for too much and hit the error. So Zverev's getting those winners with less errors, but Khachanov is exchanging a lot of winners for errors. So both of them with the power on the serve and the rally, but the more consistency for Zverev there. So there, yeah, that's one point of what's really happened here. The second point is when they're in defense, Khachanov doesn't have it to play defense. So if Zverev's ever in control of the point, it's over because Khachanov's not moving well, not defending well, and all of these things, right? But when Zverev's in defense, he can push Khachanov to hit one more, sorry, until Khachanov goes for too much and doesn't have the consistency of the shot. So Zverev's better defense and speed is forcing Khachanov to actually lose patience, go for too much, and hitting it out. But when Zverev's in control of the point, Khachanov doesn't have the defense. So Zverev knows that he's got him and he doesn't have to go for too much, and it's easy to get past him. Then the second point of it is like if Zverev's ever in a point that needs patience, he needs to win the rally in 3, 4, 5, 7 shots. He's got it. Whereas Khachanov doesn't have the consistency. And Khachanov's consistency is tested more than Zverev's because Zverev's defending better than Khachanov is. So basically, it's the Rev matching Khachanov with power and serving, but also with more consistency to have patience, to have less errors, and also better defense. And that better defense against Khachanov's lack of consistency is what's causing the errors there for Khachanov. But like when you've got everything that your opponent has, but some extra things like defense, chasing down balls, and consistency and shot tolerance in the rallies, but then the firepower of the serve and rally ball to end the point, you're matching your opponent, then Khachanov can't really do much. And then it's bad when your opponent's defending great and you don't have the shot tolerance to wait 5, 7 shots to get past them. You have to end it. So Zverev's defense is exploiting that. But if Khachanov did that to Zverev, Zverev would have the patience to get past him. But Zverev doesn't even need to draw on that because Khachanov can't defend the way he can. But even if he could, he had the patience. Whereas when Zverev's defending, Khachanov doesn't have the patience to get past him. So you got one guy defending, and then the other guy doesn't have the patience to wait 5, 7 shots to get by him. So with the good defense and the bad shot tolerance there, but then on the other side of the coin, when it's the other way around, Khachanov doesn't have the patience against Zverev's defense, so he's going to hit it out. But Zverev does, but he doesn't even need it because Khachanov's got bad defense. So He's really got him over the consistency in the rally with less errors and more patience and better defense, but matching him in those areas where Hachanov's strong serve power to shorten the point. So having all that Hachanov had, but more, as I've discussed, that's what won this gold medal for Zverev. So Zverev is your Olympic gold medalist, and then silver to Hachanov, and Pablo Carreno Busta gets bronze, fourth to Djokovic. So now let's quickly get into what's happened to Nadal in Washington, D.C., right? So Nadal has just, like I just felt like the first match in Washington, D.C., Nadal was sort of injured and then didn't seem to be playing that well. I mean, there are periods where he did play well. I think the first set he seemed like he played well. Let me just go over the scores for you guys. It's going to take me a moment to pull it up. But yeah, like he won the first match in 3 sets and lost the second, right? So that's what happened with Nadal. So here are the scores. I'm getting them now. So yeah, Nadal won the first set against Sock 6-2. So he came out and he played really good tennis. Then the second set, like he looked a bit injured and run down and wasn't playing. I just don't think he was playing well. Didn't look like he had any speed, and Sock just took control and overpowered him there. And then the last set, I would just say Nadal played at a decent level. Sock was at a decent level, but I just think Nadal was still quite far from his best. The fact that Sock is matching him. And then Sock is actually at his best kind of level. But I would say Nadal lifted it up at the most important moments and at least got to a 7 out of 10, while Sock got nervous and made a few errors in that tiebreaker. But Nadal definitely looked compromised with the movement. As far as then the next round, he played Lloyd Harris, right? So Nadal lost the first set. To me, it kind of looked like Harris was using the serve and the power and taking his time away and all of that. Nadal didn't have time to get in the rallies. Didn't look as physically compromised here, I would say. But it was just the fact that Harris served huge, attacked, took risks, hit the ball near the line, overpowered Nadal. Nadal couldn't get his serve back. Nadal couldn't get in rallies. Harris on Nadal's serve just went for it on Nadal's second serve, attacked the ball. It's a fast court, and Nadal just couldn't really react to that. Didn't have any time to set up for his forehand. The ball was hit too fast that he couldn't, on a fast court, couldn't really use his defense to get to him, just couldn't get into rallies, was overpowered with the serve, and Harris going for it and taking risks and taking time away, right? The second set, like Nadal just won 6-1, and Nadal finally read his serve, got involved in rallies, attacked more, and then moved Harris around, exposed Harris' movement, got in more rallies by returning more serves, which forced Harris into rallies. Nadal's aggressive in those rallies, right? So he's moving around Harris and exposing Harris's defense. And then on Nadal's serve, he's getting 3 points, but he's using his serve to start the point ahead and then moving Harris around and again exposing the movement, right? So then the third set, so basically Nadal was still good like the second set, getting back Harris's serve, forcing him into rallies, attacking, exposing the movement, looking good. But Harris going back to the first set, amazing serving, taking risks, attacking, shortening the point, taking time away and not letting Nadal into rallies. So they kind of matched each other, but then Nadal still returning, forcing him into rallies, doing well in the rallies and attacking in the rallies and exposing Harris' movement. They're on a good even level. We get to the tiebreaker, But then suddenly I would say Nadal's been the better player this set, but Harris serves huge, hits with huge power. Nadal suddenly can't get back his serve again. He's taking Nadal's time away. Nadal can't get in a rally, set up on the forehand. He's getting past Nadal's defense with the power and the fast court. And then Nadal's also making a few errors at critical points. And that's it. Harris wins. So there you go. Like two matches that Nadal played. Sorry. Nadal lost that set 6-4, not in a tiebreaker. But yeah, I believe it was 5-4 on serve, and I think Nadal was, as I was saying, Nadal was the better player, right? Like I said, and he was playing well, like he did in that second set. But then he was holding serve easily. He was serving well. He was taking control of the rallies with the serve and starting to point ahead and then attacking in those rallies and exposing Harris's defense. Gave Harris a lot of hard service games in this third set by getting his serve in play and attacking in the rallies. And at 5-4, we're on serve, but Nadal's holding serve easily and Harris is having to fight because this great play of the second set, when Nadal's getting his serve back, forcing him to rallies, attacking in the rallies, on his serve, serving well, attacking in the rallies, starting ahead from the serve, exposing Harris' movement. But then at the 5-4 game, that's when Harris goes for the attacks Nadal, shortens the point, takes his time away, hits with all his power closer on the lines, and Nadal can't really get in a rally, can't have rhythm, can't use his defense, doesn't have time to set up on the forehand. He's very rushed. The point's over right away, and Harris is overpowering him. And then also a couple of shots with Nadal rushed and pressured and feeling like he's got to end the point and can't really settle into a rally. That pressures Nadal to make a couple of errors of his own. And then this set that Nadal was better till the 5-4 game, suddenly this one game with Harris just getting hot with the power, taking time away from Nadal, rushing him, preventing him getting into rallies, and then Nadal feeling rushed and pressured, so having to force things and end the point himself to get on top of it, it's forcing Nadal from errors. So that one game where Nadal goes a bit off and Harris plays a great game is causing the break of serve. So then we have a set where it's 5-4 on serve, where Nadal's the better player since the end of the first set. But that one game where Harris gets hot and uses his power and overpowers Nadal, and Nadal hits a couple of critical errors, then Harris gets the break. Suddenly 6-4, it's all over in that moment. You can't have a bad time. But Nadal did have a bad time and Harris did get hot with his power. The match is over. So Lloyd Harris wins, but I would say Nadal, for his second match back off the break, played a very high level, especially second and third sets. But Harris also played amazingly. And from the second and third set, Nadal was the better player, but it just came down to that one game where Harris gets hot with the power and Nadal makes a couple of critical errors and it's over. But yeah, Nadal was the better player overall, second and third set. But you know, you can't have a bad game at 5-4 on serve. And then if you do as a returner have a good game, you're rewarded. So that happens. Harris wins, but high level game and Nadal's rounding into form right now, I would say. We're going to see if that continues in Toronto. They're meeting in the first round. I'll make a video tomorrow to preview Toronto Masters 1000. Then hopefully when I'm back from my trip later on, I'll get more into the Toronto Masters 1000. I'm also trying to interview Nadal, Djokovic, and Federer at different times, and hopefully one of them's coming up very shortly. So subscribe, guys, bell notification, thumbs up. Have a great day, night, wherever you are in the world, and be back for my interviews, but also be back for my Toronto Masters 1000 preview. Thanks for being with me, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye for now, guys. Thanks for being with me. Bye. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye for now.